Welcome to Beyond the Box.
Our guests are insiders that are now out and on our side, dropping nuclear intel and breaking it down just for you.
And now it's time to introduce our hosts, Brenda Lankridge and Suzanne Haunt. Join us and subscribe for weekly shows. Beyond the Box begins now. Let's jump in.
And here we are again. Well, I feel like I just left from here. Hi, Denise, Brett, Ivy. So tonight I've got Nadine with us. We all know who Nadine is and what she does. Wonderful person, does great things for people. It's amazing. The joy that I see when I see what she does, it's great. I'm not sure if Susie's going to join us tonight. She might be in the chat. I've got Andy with us tonight. So let's go ahead and we will start this off right. Father, I pray that we have it in our hearts for forgiveness for all of those that do us wrong, and pray that they can find their way to you and strengthen themselves in your name. And Father, I pray for all of the people that have been affected by all of the disasters going on. And please keep us all safe and in your prayers on this show and everybody watching. And Father, I pray in your name and your son, Jesus. Amen. All right, guys, let me get these people out here. There's Andy.
Hey.
Andy. What you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Cold out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
28 with a wind chill of 13.
Yeah, ours is dropping real fast. It's supposed to be 25 tonight, so I am cold. For once, I'm cold. So let me go ahead and bring out Nadine. Hello, Nadine.
Hello.
How you been?
Cold, just like you. Maybe a little colder.
I keep my air conditioner on regardless because I have to have that fresh air circulating. I can't open my windows because we don't have screens, and I have a neighbor that has a cat, and every time she's always up in my window. And if I let her in here, my dogs will be chasing her, my cat will be mad, so I can't open my windows. She'll come in. It's terrible.
No, it's been bitter. It's been bitter cold.
Yeah. So how are things going in North Carolina? I know you've got some updates for us.
Yeah. So Jeff and Evan did another cash giveaway on Christmas Eve. I think they said they drove about 1,600 miles.
Wow.
Going all in the area from, first of all, where they came from to get there, and then driving all over, going house to house and different things. So they had Christmas cards from us that had pictures on the front of people that we've helped and everything, and then a beautiful saying in the back that Deirdre had designed for us. And then they had $1,000 in some of the envelopes, $500, and then I believe Jeff had random like $100 bills on him in case he ran into somebody in addition that needed some money. So between the two giveaways, I think I added up, we gave away over $40,000 in cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I have that video if you want me to go ahead and show it.
Yeah.
All right.
on. We got people to bless. We got people to bless in Jesus' name. We got people to bless in Jesus' name. Jeff, come on, man. Here, I need you with me, Simkins. Come on, I need you with me.
I live my life, do the best that I can. I'll laugh and I'll cry and try not to bend. When the cold wind blows, won't shiver or shake. To take care of you, we'll do whatever it takes.
Hey, Miss Paula. You remember me from last time? My name's Evan Davis. I came by one time and dropped off some propane, a little bit of firewood, and we're with the FQXHOLE Foundation. I just wanted to come by. You were sick last time.
I was.
And since you were sick, I thought maybe we'd come by and wish you a Merry Christmas one more time. How about that? Can I get a hug?
I can hug you now. I can hug you now.
Merry Christmas,
You
sweetheart.
absolutely made Merry Christmas. Sam doesn't bite, by the way. Thank you so very much.
We love y'all so much, and y'all just have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. It really helped.
God bless you. Y'all are on God's list.
Don't give up on me, I won't give up on you. I made you a vow, now God knows that I'll do whatever it takes. There's rust and there's dents on this beat up car.
I am going to put you on the spot.
Nadine and Deidre and the whole gang went in on a little Christmas party for you.
Little FQXHOLE Foundation Christmas.
Yeah, look that verse up.
Solomon is not
Your
in
guitar.
the truck and he is getting ready to put this thing around
Whatever
and
it
park on.
takes.
Do you see this? I don't even know what to do with myself right now because
I'll be a rock, come hell or
he's more magnificent than anything I
you
can ever
down, I'll not. Don't give up
Oh my God,
on me, I won't give up on you. I made you a vow, now God knows that I'll do
How about get a generator?
whatever
Okay.
it takes.
We love you. Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas.
From the FQXHOLE Foundation right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, signing off.
When the day gets the best of me and I'm fighting to believe, I just have to look in your eyes.
The Toe River Threadwear.
You
See
are
that?
my reason.
Yeah, so that, and then they put a nice little, here's an extra one. But I got one. Here's, so we put them in there.
Thank you.
And that's for you.
Awesome.
And this one right here, $1,000 in there for you. And there's $500 in there for you to pay forward to, you know who needs it.
Yeah.
You know who needs it, right?
We love you, brother.
This is something else.
We love you so much, Keister.
We know what you're doing for your community.
Whatever it takes.
Smoke Watcher 1 down here at the Watayuga Medical Center in Boone, North Carolina. I'm here to deliver our last envelope. This is it. It's been a long day. It's about 6:30 p.m. our time. We're delivering on behalf of the people from America. FQXHOLE Foundation is going to bless a brand new baby brought into this world just less than 24 hours ago. Hands and feet. The hands and feet. And it's the Christmas spirit. It's what it's all about. The birth of Christ was what this was all about. So let's go celebrate together.
Send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the dark.
Dang it.
I don't know if you're able to read the poem at the end. I wrote the poem. And it was hard to everything's small for me, but it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see it too. Do you know what the poem is?
I don't have it on me right now. There's no way I could recite it.
God. Where's Susie when I need her?
I know.
her and her eyeglass. Dang it.
Yeah, they so the last part of that was Christmas Day, and that was a nursing home where my grandmother and my father had passed away. And so Foxhole Foundation, what I've said in the past is, a disaster isn't just the natural disaster. We want to support community, and those people in those photographs, they weren't all of them because not everybody could sign a release to be photographed.
Right.
But those were people in the nursing home who didn't have family or anybody visiting them. And so there were 13 people. So I had a list for gifts for each one and did all the shopping and got their gifts in there. I had a local florist put flowers together that were donated. And then my family and my friend that was in the picture, I've known her since high school. That was her little dog that she brought in. And we visited and spent a little bit of time with each one. So, just to try to get people to understand that that's their disaster. They're in their last days or months or years of life to be alone. To me, that's a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
So just to give people an idea of what our foundation is about. I've said before, we're focused mostly on North Carolina right now because there's a big need there.
Right.
But we don't want to forget others along the way.
Right. That's pretty awesome. And I used to work at a nursing home, so I know having people come in and visit, it makes them feel good. I used to sit with them when I didn't have much to do. I would go in and prop my feet up and we would sit and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I used to love their stories. I had one guy tell me that with 5 cents, back when he was little, with 5 cents, he could buy a gallon of gas, a gallon of milk, and a candy bar
Wow.
for 5 cents. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's so much value in people and their history and their stories that,
Yes.
when they're in situations like that, they're just forgotten,
Right.
and, we need to just try to remember, that there are people out there that don't have anybody, and to do something like that isn't real hard to do, even if you don't do the gifts, like if you can't come up with the money, because it was all through donation. My friends, families, donated for that. So, you can still just take a pet in, and like you said, or even going in and maybe painting the lady's nails, and just spending a little bit of time with them. I wish I had more time to do things like that, but I don't, but yeah, so that was some of the work that we did over Christmas. There was a local veteran that we've also helped. He actually saw my banner on my side porch, and he left a note on my husband's truck. And so I reached out to him, and so we helped him. But yeah, we're pretty busy.
I bet. I know that we still need to try to set up a show for Jeff to come on with you.
Yeah.
But I know he's been real busy doing all his things, and his home time was with his family, so understandable.
Yeah. We're going to
got a
be,
wonderful family.
yeah, we'll all be together. Next week, we go to Florida for the Hula Bowl. We've been invited from Ohio Brett, and he has a podcast as well, but he's got some really good connections. And so he'll be going live while we're all there for the tailgating part of it. And so we'll be on there. The bowl is on Saturday, the 11th. So that's pretty exciting. So nice. All of us as a team are going to be all together.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like fun though, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have a good time together.
We've agreed to not really work. Like to just try to, like everything's going to be there when we're done, I mean, unless there's an emergency or something, but we're going to try to basically put everything on hold for the 4 days that we're going to be down there, and just enjoy each other's company, take a long needed break.
Yes. And somehow I don't see that that's going to happen. I think that there's going to be probably phone calls or somebody out there that might need help or,
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I get people sending me things all the time. Like there's a girl in our area, sort of local to me, I'd say within like 45 minutes or whatever. Her and her dog were sleeping in her car. And so I was able to do 5 nights in a motel with some of the local donations that I had gotten. So she's got a room until the 16th because somebody else had helped her and got some nights or whatever. So she's good till the 16th. After that, I'm not sure. I wish I could help everybody. But funds have been coming in a little slower. So we need to kind of, really try to get people's attention again. And, we are going to sell merchandise while we're down there. We have t-shirts and sweatshirts and bumper sticker magnets we'll be selling. So we are looking into doing more of that to try to generate our own money. Instead of always having to try to rely on other people.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it gets rough. I mean, I can do what I can do, and
well, I mean, having one thing
done, I have $3 left in my account.
Yeah.
It's like, really? I'm kind of surprised I didn't overdraft myself again this month. And my landlord says, I think when we renew your lease, we're going to have to up the rent. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, really? Oh.
Yeah.
And it really stinks if I have to move from here, because when we moved in, we put a really nice big shed in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And my caregiver did that. And he built me a deck out back so that I can actually go out into the backyard.
Yeah.
Because it was just a step and nothing but dirt.
Oh, yeah.
The wheelchair doesn't do good on that. So he built me that deck. Well, we can't take that stuff with us.
Right.
It's planted.
Yeah.
So whoever moves in here after I move out, they get a nice storage shed and don't have to pay for storage every month, and a party deck, I guess.
Yeah.
But so it really kind of upsets me. Now, I told Susie, now if they make me mad, we're gonna get her trailer. We're gonna take down my back fence. We're gonna load that shed up onto her trailer, drag my deck out of here. Don't know where I'll put it, but at least I'll have a shed. So,
Be like
yeah.
a tiny home. There's a lot of people living in things like that right now.
I was looking at some of those because, people tell us how nice they are. Well, I can't have anything that's got stairs.
Mm-hmm.
That does me no good. And then I have to make sure that it's wide enough for me to go in and turn around in things in my chair. I say to myself all the time, I think I probably would have been better off. I'd have lost an arm instead of a leg because I need my legs. I miss working. God, I was a workaholic. I miss it. I don't know what more to do with my time other than this. I have signed up to be able to take my dog up to the children's hospital and go up there with him so he can go visit all the sick kids in the hospital. And I know we have a nursing home around here. I've reached out to them, but they haven't gotten back to me yet. They're kind of weird, but he's very well behaved when I take him places. So, and he loves kids.
Yeah.
He just loves them. So I think it would be good for him.
Yeah.
So I want to try to do that, but I always have to have somebody to take me,
Right. Yeah.
So, and then that poses a problem. I have to line up to be taken.
Right. So, yeah.
I don't like to be a burden. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just that way. I'll just sit around and be quiet instead of being a burden.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we had helped another family over Christmas. What I did for that was I did a wish list on Amazon. The family has a 12-year-old little boy who needs a heart. They have 5 children. So I did a wish list and donations, and we were able to do gifts for the whole family, like a lot of gifts, and give them $1,500 in cash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
well,
it's rewarding, but it's, I keep telling people it's bittersweet, just, it's hard.
Yeah. 'Cause you can help them so far. And then after that, and it's not like the government cares. We all know that.
Yeah.
So, and how old is the little boy?
He's 12.
Oh, and he needs a heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Has four sisters. It was 15, 14, 12, 10, and 7.
Wow. That's hard. That's got to be really hard.
And even, I try to think, like, as a parent, I mean, obviously you want your child to be okay,
Yes.
but then you think too, like, for your child to live, another one has to die. It's hard. I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
It's not like a kidney,
Yeah.
Where somebody can donate one and they're still fine. I tried that. Like one of the guys that Susie knows, Jake, he has both of his kidneys are failing, and he's on dialysis. And so I went in and asked my doctor about donating a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
And his answer to me was, at this point right now, you don't want to give another problem to somebody who needs a kidney. And I'm like, what are you saying? He said, well, yours aren't the greatest. I'm like, oh, well, all right then. He said, I don't really suggest that you do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy. So, but I asked because I would have done it. I did years ago when I lived in Las Vegas. A friend of mine had found out she had a certain cancer. Right now I cannot even think what it is, but I had donated bone marrow.
Mm.
And that was painful.
I've heard that's painful for the donor more so than the recipient.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
but I did it. I wanted to help her, and she didn't really have anybody that could help her.
Hmm.
So I went in and I was a match to be able to help her. And so I did.
Yeah.
Now they told me I can never do that again. I guess you can only do it like once in your lifetime.
Oh. Hmm.
So I don't know, maybe they've come up with another way now, but I know when I did it, they said you can only do this once. So
Yeah.
let's hope it works.
Right.
And it did. You know,
Oh, good.
she got better, and she went through, you know, her little chemo things also, and she's still doing good.
Yeah. Good.
But yeah, that was a very painful experience.
Mm.
It's like, oh, I would have rather have spit 10 children out at once. I mean, it was bad, but that's okay. It was for a good cause. I just kept saying it was for a good cause, for a good cause, for a good cause. So, but yeah, I mean, most of us, I'm not going to say everyone, because you have people that are just not, they don't care.
Yeah.
But most of us just wish we could just help so much more and do
Hmm.
so much more. And, you know, I've been in situations where I've given up an awful lot to be able to help other people. Screwed myself in the long run, but it was okay, because you know
Right.
what? I helped those people, and that was
Yeah.
what mattered.
Yeah.
So, and it's rough.
Yeah.
So, how are things been going down there with like FEMA and all them? Are they leaving y'all alone now? Are they still causing
Um,
havoc?
so they haven't ran into any problems, but there was the one big FEMA camp that's been on like TikToks and stuff. That's been abandoned. They're not even there. So you would think, our military would be there, like nobody's there. Um, just people like us, And then I'll tell you, so some of the challenges that we've come across that we try to get in front of, because, we try to meet people who are doing the same thing so we can collaborate.
Right.
And so, you think these people are good until you know they're not.
Yeah.
And so when we realize they're not, we separate ourselves from them. But I will tell you, there's there's more people down there not doing what they should be than there are people like us. So anybody who's, going to invest in helping the people down there, do your homework, even these small groups. And I will tell you, if they have the word Christ or Christian in their name, look at them very closely, because we've come across groups that I can't name because I don't have like hard proof, but we know,
Right.
So really do your homework on whoever you're donating to. And that's even us. Do your homework on us. Don't just,
I think a lot of times they use that because they think people will
yeah,
trust them more.
well, because people do,
Yeah.
they do. So yeah. And another problem that we've had is we've helped a couple people, and realizing that they're meth addicts or addicts of some sort, and we've had to fix problems, trying to help people who have taken advantage, or like the one woman we helped, the one that I talked with you about before with the hotel and everything, getting her in a
Yes.
hotel. Well, after all the trouble we went through to get her a camper that was literally fully stocked, she was in the camper one night and disappeared. She took the generator, she took the money that the woman gave her, and for 4 days the camper was empty. And so we had to take it, and so we're not there's too many people needing something. She was
Right.
obviously fine. Even if she's on the street, she's obviously doing and living a life that she's choosing, so we had to, change things around, but it's frustrating, because, there's just situations like that we want to help people and we hear their stories, and then it's later you kind of find out more to the story than you originally knew. So moving forward, we just know we need to learn a little bit more of vetting people. So we're figuring those things out, because people need to remember this isn't a profession of ours. We're
Right.
just regular people, just like all of you, just trying to help, and decided to go a little bit farther than just, helping a little bit. So this is a learning process for all of us doing this. So as we learn things, we expose things if we can, but it is definitely a learning process for us,
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, you guys all have good hearts, and sometimes people will see that and take advantage of it.
yeah, they only
And-
get one chance though.
Right?
You know,
So
four
only
times.
get one chance. After that, forget it.
After that, you're done. We're not going to be
That's
fooled the second
incredible.
time.
She had a fully stocked camper and a place to live,
Mm-hmm.
money in her pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and she did that. That's
Yeah. And the woman that did the camper, this woman, I believe she's 70 years old. She literally went out and bought this camper to donate. It wasn't like she already had it and wasn't using it. So she bought it. She bought a brand new, really nice generator for it. She bought blankets and sheets and toiletries and food and a crock pot and a coffee maker. And I mean, she fully stocked that thing like crazy. There wasn't any drawer that you could open that apparently was not filled with something. And so it was disappointing for her as well, because the stipulation for the whole thing was her wish was to be able to present it to the person or people or family or whoever was getting it. And
Right.
so Evan drove to North Carolina from Georgia. Now, mind you, the camper was in South Georgia. So he drove to North Carolina to pick the woman up, to take her down to South Georgia, to have it presented to her, to then drive back to North Carolina with the camper, then to go home back to Georgia.
Oh, wow.
So he did that from Saturday to Sunday. And then this woman stays in the camper Sunday night and then is gone.
How'd you guys notice she was gone?
Because where she landed is a little camp. I say campsite, but it's a parking lot of a restaurant, I believe, that had been destroyed. And the owner gave the guy's name's Cowboy Dave, gave him permission to kind of run this little area. So people with campers can go there. So it's sort of like this little community. And that's where the big Christmas tree that was in the video.
Yeah.
That was the campsite. And so that's where the camper went. And all she was supposed to do to have the camper and to be on that site was to be a part of their community and help. I mean, she wasn't paying anything. She didn't pay anything for the camper or anything in it.
Right.
And she didn't have to pay lot rent or anything like that. Everything was free, and that was the only responsibility she had, was to participate, if they needed things moved or cleaned up or whatever, just to help out. And so Cowboy Dave was like, she's gone. I haven't seen her since Sunday.
Wow.
She was gone for 4 days. And then she never brought the keys back. So we had to get a locksmith put that time and money out for that. So it's
Well,
just,
that's okay.
it's,
Then camper went to somebody else that needed it, right?
yeah, that was the woman that was in the video. That was the camper. So it went to her.
Oh, great. Oh,
Yeah.
and she was so thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit it. Made me bawl like a baby. So that's great though.
Yeah.
You guys are doing so much good. And please, anybody that watches this video, anything you can give to help, $5. I would send my 3, but I think it would take more than that to get it off of there.
You know, I wish there was a way to get our donations without fees. It makes me so mad when I see the money that they take from the money that you guys give. I'm just like, that could be helping somebody. You know, it's almost 3% that they take.
Yeah. And well, they do the same thing with like the GoFundMe's and different stuff like that. They take such big fees.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are like, well, why are they asking for 10,000 when all they need is 5? Well, you don't know how many of that goes to fees.
Yes.
It's horrible that it has to be like that.
Yep.
You know, it really is.
Yeah. And there's no way around it. You know, the only way around it would be to do like a personal Venmo or something. And people don't want to do that. And I understand that people don't want to do that.
Right.
There's too many people that scam out there, you know, but to do it the way that we're doing it as an organization, there's no way around it. So we just have to, you know, watch the fees go out the door.
I know that I, every once in a while I'll put up like my Cash App to help with things with the show, and I had taken it down, and somebody apparently had remembered it, somebody that watches the show. And at Christmas time they sent me $20. Which I hadn't had no extra money to even get anything for my grandson, and they're living in a very cold state, and my daughter said mommy needs a jacket. And right now her husband's off of work and they had to move in with my cousin down there, so I took that $20 and I bought my grandson a jacket for winter time because you know, he's 2 years old and he loves to be outside and one with nature. That child, my daughter told him one day he was bugging her and she says, go outside and go be one with nature. So he goes on the porch and there's a bunch of leaves. So he piles them all up and he lays in them. And she took a picture. She said, what are you doing? Being one with nature? He said, yep. So he likes to go outside and be one with nature. But without a jacket, she couldn't let him outside because it's getting really cold. And I guess Kansas had a blizzard go through there. She took pictures and sent them to me today. And he's standing at the back door, the glass sliding door, and the snow is up this high on the sliding door. And he's just standing there looking like, I can't go outside. So, yeah. So it came in very handy. I was very thankful because I couldn't do anything. My hands were tied, and this is my only grandchild, you know.
No.
And he's just like me, and he doesn't like Santa Claus. A year and a half old, my daughter took him to the mall, sat him on Santa's lap. He looked back at him like, what? Pulled his beard off, pulled his hat off, beat him up. My 1.5-year-old grandson and daughter got
in the eyeball.
Yeah. He got escorted out of the mall
by the cops.
He knew it was fake.
He didn't like him.
He knew he was fake. That's why.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, well, you know, kids have that thing. Maybe he just felt there was something wrong with him.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe there was something there that was bad that he didn't like. Because he sure did express, at a year and a half old, he expressed how much he did not like that Santa Claus. And my daughter calls me and says, well, I hope you're happy. Your grandson has a record. And I'm like, what? I guess they took him in the mall and they took pictures of him like he was a bad boy. I guess they figured it would teach him a lesson. I said, oh, he probably ate that up.
Yeah.
So he's something else. But But yeah, so they're kind of stuck where they are. And she sends me a message every day and tells me, Mom, I really don't want to be here anymore. And I can't do, what am I going to do? I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Where am I going to put her husband, and my grandson?
Yeah.
So she tells me, well, I'll put the baby in bed with you and I'll sleep on the floor, Mom. I said, what are you going to do with your husband? I'm going to leave him here with your cousin. I'm like, oh my God, that poor guy. He doesn't deserve that. So, but eventually I will find a big enough place where I can have them just come home and
Yeah.
sit here. He's been looking for a year for a job, and what he does cybersecurity. So I told him the other day, go to the nearest military base and hire contractors for cybersecurity. Go do that, because then you guys will have a check, you'll have medical, you'll have whatever you need.
Yeah.
And she said, no, I want to come back to Texas. I said, well, then have him apply at the ones here in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I live right next to one. Throw a stone at it.
Yeah.
Have him come in to apply there, So what have I got here? Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Oh gosh, it's Steve in the store again.
What am I getting this time?
I don't know.
Good to see you, Nadine.
Dollar Hot Wheels.
Happy
again.
birthday.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
happy birthday.
Today is Steve's birthday.
Spending my birthday doing what I love.
So Steve, you're younger, right?
Yeah, 23 indefinitely.
Oh, is that
I'm
it?
21 forever.
Yeah, I was 30, so I started counting years ago, backwards. Once you hit 50, you just start going backwards. So yeah, I'm at 30 now. Yeah, works for me. So we showed the video that Nadine had sent from their giveaways for Christmas. And we were just talking about some of the updates out there. And I am, like I said, I'm really glad that camper ended up going to somebody who appreciated it. And, she was so thankful. And that was great. I bet that was a pretty warm feeling. So it's the way it's got to be, though.
Yeah.
Kind of sad for that other lady, because, eventually what people don't realize is eventually something is going to happen that you're going to need help. And now guess what? It's not going to be there.
Yeah. No, especially from us.
Yes.
Because we're not going backwards.
Well, that's true.
There's
too many people that need it and need help out there. You can't keep trying to help the same person over and over again. I mean, I think honestly, if she would have went to you and said, look, I really need a place. I'm an addict, but I want to stop and I need help. I'm pretty sure you guys might have been able to find her some help as well.
Yeah. It's just the dishonesty and the ditching and the stealing, and that's not okay.
Too much. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
God, that was a gift horse that looked her in the mouth and she just threw it away.
Yeah.
That was really sad. But it helped somebody else that was probably a lot more grateful, and will probably invite people in that are in the cold to come and stay with her, so that they've got a warm place to be, so it probably does better.
Yeah. She had 4 dogs also. So there's shelter for her husband, and 4 dogs.
There you go. Then let them dogs out in the cold either.
Yep.
So other than that, how's everything else going out there?
So there was a family that we did the first Christmas giveaway that I talked about, where her daughter and son-in-law were killed, and his body was found about 35 miles downriver.
Yeah.
And her daughter's never been found.
Right.
So they're having some rough times with our amazing government, that really looks out for families.
Because don't one of their families have their child, the two that are missing?
So this family, yeah. So the son-in-law was found. Her daughter was not. They have the 10-year-old granddaughter, which was their daughter's daughter. And they're the ones that I had mentioned that their camper, they had a camper donated to them and a truck donated to them. And the camper was on her uncle's property. And her uncle owned his property for 65 years. And FEMA went there and told them they had 180 days to get the camper off the property, that they can be in a tent or they can get a trailer, but they can't be in the camper. So that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So they're concerned with losing their granddaughter, and the other set of grandparents, I guess we're going to try to fight for custody, saying that their daughter abandoned the granddaughter.
Oh,
so how nasty people can be. This poor woman, has already gone through so much. So they're actually getting help having their house rebuilt. So in that video, I think there was a shot where they were delivering a refrigerator, I think it was, and maybe a washer. I forget what all they had delivered, but it was to that family. And because they have a list of things that needs to be in order and done, or they will come and take that child.
Oh, geez.
So they're really, our government is really trying to mess with families, which isn't surprising, I'm sure, to anybody hearing that.
No.
But, so we're going to keep our eyes on that family and try to continue to help them. So, there's another group that's trying to help them and trying to coordinate, but those are the families we really need to focus on.
Yeah, maybe they should take that, if they have the truck and the trailer or the camper, maybe they should move to that spot where they're in that little community, and maybe everybody can help them.
I think they're in a different area.
Oh, okay.
So the area where the camper was, where Cowboy Dave is, that's in Swannanoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's in a different area. But they are, like I said, they are getting their house repaired. It's in the process. I think they've been getting lumber, different things have been getting donated. So it's being worked on. But my main thing is, to keep contact with this particular family, is because there is a child involved, and this child is in jeopardy of being removed.
Right.
So, people need to be aware that those things are still happening. And, so even with that in and of itself, to donate to us or them directly, however anybody would want to donate, that's to help save that child, from being removed from their grandparents. She already lost both of her parents.
And the other grandparents are being that greedy. I mean, they're not willing to just share, with them like most grandparents would do.
No.
That is really sad.
Yeah. I mean, you think, they lost their son. You would think that they'd have some empathy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
mean,
remember when this first happened, I remember hearing about that, and one of the grandparents was on the news saying that they found their son-in-law, but they haven't found their daughter. So I guess it was the daughter's parents. and that they did have their 10-year-old was spending the night with them when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the granddaughter was with the other set of grandparents that are saying that the other set of grandparents' daughter abandoned.
oh, okay.
So the good grandparents, they're the ones that their home was destroyed. Their daughter lived not far from her, and their house was completely gone, and along with them. And so they were saying, they were glad that she was with the other grandparents, or else they probably would have lost her too.
Right. Man. That is,
But that family's going through a lot.
yeah, I mean, they have enough of a tragedy in their
Mhm.
lives. All of them, both sets of grandparents.
Yeah.
So you would think that they would support each other.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously their son and their daughter were married long enough and they had a child. So you would think that there would be no animosity between
Right.
them, and they would, any normal people, I guess. That is really sad that you're going to put those people through that.
Well,
And why would any judge even believe that that a mother has run off and abandoned a kid when all this happened? I mean, that's just retarded.
Well, Deirdre was sending me screenshots of conversation because apparently somebody reached out to the mother as her daughter saying, "I'm alive." And she's questioning and saying, "Well, I'll come get you." And then she's like, "Oh no, you can't come get me." And it's just the evilness and nastiness of people. Like, don't know who's doing it and why they would do it, but I saw the conversation, and I can't imagine what this mom is going through, having somebody contact her like that, and saying, "I am alive." I mean, it's been what, 2.5, 3 months now?
I wouldn't doubt if it wasn't some kind of a friend of the grandparents.
Yeah, it's awful.
That is awful. And there's a special place in hell for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I agree. It's going to come back.
Yep. So if they have a certain amount of time to be able to get their house fixed up and everything. So
I think so. Yeah. And I think no matter what, I believe in my heart that it's going to be fine. I think they have enough support. I think that through, with whatever we can help with and the other people that can help with, I think they're going to get that list done, with whatever stupid things are probably on the list, just to make things difficult. I think they'll be done.
Well, they'll probably have to still end up going to court because the other grandparents will probably, and in all actuality, honestly, knowing how the law usually works, they might give it a 50-50 on visitation with family, but they just got to make sure that they get that all in writing because it is too easy for people to take those children when they're there with them. I've seen it too many times.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's really bad. So it shouldn't happen.
No family should be dealing with this. They've already lost enough. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, you just lost everything. And now you have to worry about losing your kids or your grandkids
right.
It's just
horrible. Yes. So, we're not going to stay on too long tonight. Is there anything else that you want to add to all of this? And then we can go through the how to contact you and the foundation and the fundraising and stuff.
Yeah. So basically just, it really comes down to the donations. We can't succeed without you. I mean, that's just plain and simple,
Yes.
I said, you know, we gave over $40,000 away. So if you're wondering where your money is, I mean, you saw part of a video as to where it's going.
Yes.
It's going into their hands in different ways. You know, I feel like, you know, we're one of the organizations that is very transparent, you know, and open about what we're doing, and we want to bring you along with us on our journey. So that's why we try to do things. So the video, Deirdre does amazing with our videos and everything. She's so talented. So we're lucky, you know, to have her to be able to show everything that we're doing, because the rest of us aren't very techy. So
I know that very well. I'm
Yeah.
so computer stupid, it ain't even funny.
Oh my gosh, no,
I'm
we need
running
her.
to
So,
Steve.
yeah, no, she's been great. So, like I said, it really just comes down to that, you know, whatever you're able to give, don't stay on the sidelines. Don't think that somebody else can do it. You know, it's our responsibility. You know, they're our neighbors. They're our American citizens, you know.
I
We
get so
shouldn't sit
angry.
back and watch any suffering and do nothing. You know,
Yeah,
there's something everybody can do.
I get so angry when I see our government giving other countries so much,
Mm-hmm.
and our own country has to suffer,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to rely on each other's help and support, which is okay. Sometimes I think that's better than the government,
Mm-hmm.
but I really think that they should help more and don't expect anything in return. These are people that worked and paid taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they should come before another country,
Right.
regardless.
Right.
So it really irritates me, makes me want to go up there and put my foot in somebody's behind.
Yeah.
Because it's retarded. It's
Get
so
in
stupid.
line.
I know. Every time I hear it, well, Ukraine needs, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm done listening to that crap. You know? North Carolina needs, hello.
Yeah.
You know, America needs, we have too many homeless vets. These are people who fought for us, and some of them didn't come home.
Yeah.
And they are the reason we walk freely in the United States.
That's right.
As women, we don't have to have our faces covered, and we can walk around, we can say what we want. You know, our men have works, they can go and do whatever they want. The veterans are what did this for us, and people just don't even think about it.
No.
I hear so many of the younger people nowadays, how they talk, well, what about them? You know, they had a job to do just like everybody else. No, they didn't. It was entirely different. They left their families.
Yes.
They left everything. They lost. Some of them lost everything while they were gone, because they didn't do like the military does now. Go away for, you know, a year and you can still contact your family. No, they were gone for years at a time, and nobody knew whether they were dead or alive.
Yeah.
So people just don't think. The younger generation, they have no clue.
And that was done by design.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It starts in our schools, and our parents are supposed to make it better, and of course they do not.
Nope.
So just makes me ill. Makes me ill. Well, eventually maybe people will get it.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's coming. I think it's going to be a hard punch in the face to some of them.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, toes crossed. Let's do it. I'm ready.
We're all ready.
You know, I can't say much. You know, my daughter is in with that crowd, but I always tell her she's starting to kind of see things now on her own, because when I would tell her, it was rebellious. So then I just let it alone, didn't say anything, and now she's asking questions.
Right.
So eventually, I guess, they learned in the time that they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't push anything on them. But
Right.
there's going to be a lot of people here soon that are going to feel like a bat hit them upside the head.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
not going to know what happened.
Nope.
And I'll be there for
Yeah.
support. I always tell my friends, you ought to be glad you have a conspiracy theorist friend.
Uh-huh.
You're going to need me eventually.
Yep.
So there
Come
you
here
have
and cry
it.
on my shoulders.
That's right. I'll support you. Come on. It's okay.
Yeah. I think that's our role and what our role is supposed to be, and why we are awake is because people like us, even though we've been laughed at and everything, we still have the mentality that when you are learning and in shock, we are still here.
We'll be there to smack your face and say, it's okay, wake up.
Yep.
We got you. It's about the way it works.
Yep.
So let everybody. Can't wait. Oh. After you get called crazy so many times.
Oh. Yeah. Rolls right off.
Yeah. I've been called worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. But let everybody know, Nadine, where they can find you, and tell them about their donations and where they can go.
Okay.
That's the FQXHOLE Foundation thing up there. So
yeah, we have a Facebook page, and then we have a website. So the website is FQXHOLEfoundation.org, and it is spelled FQXHOLE. When you go to the website, as soon as you open the website, there's a donate button on there. We also have on the website, if you want to sign up as a volunteer, you can fill out the information there as well. But for the most part, you can see the videos on there, you can see pictures on there, things that we're doing. But same with Facebook. You can go on our Facebook page, and we try to keep that as updated as we can, with pictures and everything that we're doing. So you can follow us and kind of go along with us with everything. So
thank you, Nadine.
Thank you for having me again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys are doing a wonderful job. All of you, everybody that's involved. It is great.
Thank
if
you.
I had both my legs, I'd be out there helping you.
Yeah.
I hate sitting here on my butt.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
I hate it.
But you're doing a good thing. You're doing your part in what you're able to do, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I try to share it as much as I can. As a matter of fact, when I do the upload, one of the gentlemen that was on my show, Mark from the Chosen Kingdom, I've been sending him the shows, and he's been posting them also on his site so that they get out more.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of political things and knows a lot of high political people. So I'm hoping that we can get some of this out there. And
it'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you again for coming. And everybody, Brenda has had a week. I am exhausted. I am podcasted out. So you guys have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Woo, I'm talking to you. And we will see you next weekend. And like always, everybody, please be kind to one another. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye for now, from Beyond the Box.
Please join us again for Beyond the Box, Friday and Saturday evenings, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern. Join us for more intel bombs from our extraordinary guests.
Good night, Putin. Good night, Tucker.